D12 Board of Ed meeting for January 26th. We apologize for being a couple minutes late. There's always technical issues, so all right, here we go. What are you gonna do? Jim Barrett. Here. Jerry Hart. Here. Bill Holtz.
Here.
Steve Lake.
Here.
Megan Mike.
Here.
Kathy Nice.
Here.
Thomas. Here. Please rise and we'll say the pledge together. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any topics for consideration to add to the agenda this evening?
Can I make a motion, we approve agenda as presented? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
All right, anybody who doesn't want it? Yep. All right, and consent approval for the minutes of the December 15, 2020 Board of Ed meeting, the December 15, 2020 Board of Education closed session meeting, and the January 12, 2021 Committee of the Whole meeting.
Make a motion?
Second.
Okay, all right, Jerry Harker,
Yes.
Bill Close,
Yes.
Steve Lake,
Yes.
Megan Michael,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Jim? Jim? Thanks. Tom? Yes. Thank you. All right, agenda time for citizens speak. We have a letter here this evening from Elise Gaffin and family. It says, Dear Johnsburg Board of Education and staff, this evening I write with praises that are long overdue. I want to extend my sincerest gratitude to Anna Wolk and the food service staff who have worked through so many transitions and executed their roles with smiles beneath their masks. I commend Anna and her team for the incredible job they have done this year and continue to do in the midst of transitioning back to hybrid and sending home lunches for alternate days. They have also gone the extra mile to celebrate Veterans Day and celebrate the holiday with jingle bells to ring in Christmas Eve. They continue to nourish our children and share joy within our community during this unpredictable year. Being able to have a school lunch at home has made my children smile, and for that I am truly grateful. Thank you. Secondly, I want to thank the Ringwood staff for their dedication and efforts to ensure our youngest learners have what they need accessible to them. As an educator myself, I know the endless hours of planning and preparing that remote learning entails. This past 10 months has been nothing short of a roller coaster ride, and I willfully acknowledge that I'm on it with you. As a parent of two, I want you all to know how grateful I am for your communication, preparation of supply bags, and planning that goes into each and every day. Ms. Hoskins and the first grade team's close collaboration shines through. Kudos to Ms. Hoskins for beginning her teaching career during a pandemic and balancing all like a veteran teacher. The office staff has been so efficient and responsive with anything from questions to attendance to replacing technology. Your efforts do not go unnoticed, and I hope more parents can acknowledge and express that as well. I want to extend a special heartfelt thank you to all the pre-K teachers and assistants. The amount of work and thought that goes into the supply bag for preschool every month is tremendous. These teachers are planning a month or two in advance, creating hands-on and seesaw activities while differentiating for 3 and 4K development, Zooming, and so much more. Even though my preschooler has to remain remote, he is able to fully immerse himself with the activities, manipulatives, read-alouds, and Zoom, which is voluntarily being done during planned lunch so that they don't have to divide their attention from the hybrid kiddos attending that day. I do want to emphasize the sheer excitement that a porch visit brings. My son has built such a wonderful connection with Mrs. K.A., and to be able to see her in person brings him so much joy. We must not forget the importance of social emotional learning either. I cannot express how passionate and determined the pre-K team is. Mrs. K.A. and Mrs. Corpin will forever have a special place in our hearts and lives. Thank you for your time and dedication to D12 students and families. Stay healthy and be grateful. Warmest regards. go to the bills. Annie and the bills.
In your materials, it's obviously the explanation of bills. I did want to just highlight this evening that, of course, we're still trying to maintain low expenditures, and a lot of these are routine. About 100,000 of the invoices tonight out of the 240,000 are for special ed tuition, some of which are for multiple months. So I wanted to highlight that a couple of them were just a 1 month invoice was for 3 months. So that's about it, unless you have any questions.
Questions, anyone?
No.
Thank you, Annie.
I make a motion.
Again. Val?
Second.
No, you already. Yes. Val?
Yes.
Steve Blake?
Yes.
Megan?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Jim Barrett?
Yes.
Jerry? Yes. Tom? Yes. Advisory committees. First, we have the PTO. Mrs. Tawberry.
Good evening, everybody. PTO met January 5th remotely. They're always looking for new exciting ways to connect the community with the school district. They're still continuing to do so. They were celebrating success from their Waterloo photography adventure, but did have to officially cancel the dad and daughter event that would normally be happening in March. They're also really brainstorming some other ideas, looking for community connections in any way possible to continue progress the year. Ongoing fundraisers, just in case you forgot, Amazon Smiles, no, they don't see what you order on Amazon, but a percentage of your purchase does go towards PTO, as well as Market Day and School Store. And if anybody needs more details on how to get those rolling, go ahead and email PTO@johnsburg.org.
Thank you, Mrs. Tawberry. Tech Campus. Dr. Johnson.
We had a Tech Campus meeting last week, as a matter of fact. Their primary discussion was working with the 18 different districts that were there about going hybrid and working their schedules to be able to get the different hybrid kids into Tech Campus and how that's going and their gradual plan to open up more programs throughout the upcoming weeks. So it's good. It was good. That's a challenge because there's so many different hybrid programs. And they're doing a really nice job working with schools to be able to allow for those opportunities. Kids are actually getting a choice to determine which one fits their schedule, and then they can go, and it really works out well. So kudos to Tech Campus, but it was a good meeting.
A lot of creativity this school year. All right, we move on to informational items. First, we have COVID-19 update, District 12 hybrid update.
So I'll start, and then I'll let each building principal, and then we'll end with Ted talking a little bit as well. So just a few updates in general in regards to trends and data and things along that line. Hopefully you've taken a look at the data a little bit. Our trend continues to go very well data-wise, as positivity rates, incident rates, and things like that continue to go well at the state level, at the local level, or at the county level, and even at the local level. Our COVID region is doing nicely as well. Health department is really encouraging school districts to particularly watch for the next 14 to 21 days for about an incubation cycle, a little bit more than that, to see how things are going now that many schools are back in. They're asking us to make sure that we're monitoring things. As you know, we got into Tier 1 today, so that's going to open some opportunities up athletically that we're working with. Our processes and procedures have gone very well. You might have got a text message from me on Sunday night just reminding families in our KA hybrid to make sure that they do their symptom checker. We just need a little friendly reminder, some people weren't doing that, and it kind of slows things down in the morning, but we got that taken care of. A little bit of an update of where things are at. I know vaccines are a hot topic and kind of where we're at as a district and the county. We're working with the health department as develop plans for eventually rolling out a vaccination distribution plan. Right now, it looks like there's going to be 2 sites tentatively, as it looks right now. One site for educators will be likely at Woodstock North. The other site will likely be at Huntley High School. There's 2 task force, or there's a task force set up that they're working to be able to get the plans finalized, working with the health department. But like you see all over the news, the real issue has to deal with the vaccine distribution and getting it out. And so that's really where the hang up is at. So if we can get the bottleneck opened up, that will be good. So We did get, I had heard some rumblings for a while that we were going to get some different guidance coming from ISDE and IDPH, particularly with what's going to happen as the vaccines roll out. We knew that we were figuring something was coming. So I emailed them, and I got a response actually back this morning that they are actually going to be providing schools with updated guidance. They did not give a timeline. They said it's currently being reviewed by IDPH, and once that's done and released, that'll be released to the schools. So I have no idea what it will entail, but we did anticipate something coming to schools, particularly regarding vaccines and kind of how things look at it. We haven't gotten any information other than the fact that expect something sometime. So, just always a fun time. So, any questions on that before I turn it over to Laura? You get to go first.
All right, I'm back. Everyone's excited to have their kid feel back in the building. So we had our couple of days, and we did spend the Friday at the Institute preparing to kind of get back in the mode of hybrid by sharing some strategies for instructional that worked in remote and hybrid for classroom management and assessment strategies. So that kind of helped kick us off this week on Monday, and then last week, obviously Thursday and Friday, we got our toolboxes full of new strategies and we've been using them. Staff have been happy to see the kids. Like I said, that feels back in the building. And then as a staff, we're just continuing to fine tune our processes, you know, comings and goings of school day, lunches, all that good stuff. Kids have been excited, like I said, to be back in the building. And we're looking forward to Thursday and Friday. Happy to do it once again.
Bridget?
Okay, so as expected, things are going well at Jess with hybrid learning. The students and the teachers alike are really excited to be back. The parents have been very flexible and understanding with anything that we've been going through. And I do think that we are truly all in this together. We are probably going to make a slight change at Jess in our morning drop-off procedures and have kids get their temperatures taken inside the lobby. The thermometers are not enjoying the cold. So I sent out an email this after, right after school today to families letting them know that. But otherwise, we're glad to be back and yeah, that's it. Anybody has any questions, let me know.
Joshua?
Like my mother was talking to me. It's just, so yeah, like everybody else said, we've been really excited to have the kids back. It's been a different energy this time than it was in October. I feel like in October, kids were just kind of unsure. And so even when they could talk, they just kind of sat there. But you know, they're acting more like kids now. So, you know, we're working on revising our processes and getting the kids into the building quicker. The kids are following the routine really well of staying upright and getting ready to be, giving them a lot of time for passing periods. And I don't think we're going to need to continue that. We may be able to get some instruction when it's back by shortening passing periods, just because kids are really not hanging out in the hallways. They're moving pretty quickly. So, and teachers are just continuing to work through teaching kids at home and in person, and we'll continue to work at getting better at that and finding our groove.
Thanks, Josh. Kevin?
Been a broken record in the sense that everybody's been excited to be back, both teachers and students. Really been impressed with the students and how quickly they've adapted to a new situation, and really impressed with our teachers balancing the hybrid and the hybrid students that are in person as well as those that are at home. One of the cooler things I've seen is just how well our teachers and admin have reached out during, whether it's passing period, but especially during lunch when kids are sitting, we can actually see what they look like without masks on, and just connecting and just seeing how they're doing, seeing how the day's going, asking, you know, are things going, can we improve on anything, and the kids are just so happy to be back. And I continue to be impressed with various creative approaches, whether it's band being in the auditorium, where you're sitting for the board members that are in the auditorium. We actually are able to space people out throughout the auditorium with instrument covers as well as the flags being able to do their thing for color guard. And then PE actually has expanded their weight training into the gym so that everybody has stations either in the weight room or in the gym to make that work. And again, Mr. Jusky and Mrs. Running have helped out incredibly with our checking process as well as just filling in where we need. So it's been a great situation with having kids back.
Theodore.
Long-time listener, second-time caller. Hope everybody's doing well. Share the same sentiment as everybody there in terms of getting back in. Expecting some big news from the IHSA tomorrow. From a high school standpoint, it does appear that they're going to try to get every student in they can between now and June 26th. Recent orders of the governor, and then we are currently doing some research at the junior high level, kind of get an idea of what's in our area, looking to participate in the upcoming track and wrestling season, so we can try to get something going at the junior high level. But our priority right now is making sure we work with these high school on that.
Well, any questions on that? I just have one more thing. Any questions for anybody?
I have a question, maybe you can answer it. This is just coming from my children, is when can they play on the playgrounds?
We are actually got a question into the health department regarding that. They gave us a cautious, don't do it right now. But you sound like Dr. Belcastro and Mrs. Tallberry, because they keep saying the same question to me. So as soon as we get that blessing from them, we will open it up. But they have told us no. So I have a call with them tomorrow. I'll let you know. Do you hear that, Bridget, Laura? You hear it. I do have one update and one other thing to add to. I know one thing that's pretty hot is the variants, the new COVID variants that are out there. The health department, I was on a call with them today in regard to IDPH is testing for it. There's 9 cases of it, confirmed cases of it, but they're all in Chicago, nothing out here that the health department is aware of or has been notified about. They will contact, they'll keep in touch with us as best they can. That's all there is, but they're watching it, they're testing for it, and they know that the schools are concerned about it. They're with IDPH and CDC that believe that eventually this will probably be the dominant one in the area. It's just not, they don't know when or if or anything along that line. So, but they do know that's something that we are watching. I know I did get an email or two on that, so I just want to let everybody know that, yeah, something that we're watching.
Okay. Now we move on to the John Deere simulator bids.
Okay, if you remember, we brought to you, well, Kevin actually presented to you in December requesting that the board approve for us to go out to bid for a John Deere excavator simulator for the heavy diesel 1 and 2 classes at the high school. This was going to be purchased primarily with funds from the CTE grant for a total of $35,000. Upon approval, we did go out to bid and received 2 bids in January the 12th. The lowest of which was from Westside Tractor for $48,750, which was lower than the original quote that they had given us. We were really happy with that bid. We were also excited to see that we got a second one come in. So ultimately, we're looking for approval to request that, approval to accept that bid from Westside Tractor.
Does anyone look at this and just, like, those are 2 huge, I mean, that's a vast difference between these 2 bids.
Yes, it is.
Well, if I can speak to that a little bit, the second bid that came in was actually from the manufacturer of the simulator, and they included all of the different pieces, so it wasn't just for the excavator, they gave it for pretty much every piece that it included. So it had the different kinds of, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep. Yep.
So this isn't apples to apples?
No.
It wasn't apples to apples, no, but after discussion, we knew that we weren't ready to bite off that price tag, first of all. And I know that it's going to take some time to get through any kind of training and learning and really seeing what we can do with this. So to go that route, we just weren't ready for it. But it was nice to see.
Thank you, questions for Andy on that? District donations.
Yep, I'll continue. We're looking for the approval of 2 donations tonight. The first of which is from the Charles M. Grant Foundation. I think that this is the 4th year we received this from them. This year they donated $2,000 to the District Transition Services Program. And we intend to use it for a transition curriculum that we wanted to purchase.
And then we
Oh,
love
sorry,
our
keep
Johnsburg.
going. Sorry about that. The second one this evening is from the We Love Our Johnsburg Community T-shirt fundraiser. And that was from 13 local businesses that got together to produce t-shirts that also, gave some, I guess, put their name out as well as obviously to support us. Overall, they fundraised and raised $1,200 to be split between our 4 school buildings to help support our teachers and students during this time.
Cool. Thank you. And FOIA requests?
And lastly, there were 2 FOIA requests that came in. One was from Casa Brown Local Labs requesting information regarding our district's elected board members. And obviously some information related to that. We did comply with that.
Thank you.
The second of which was from David Pitkowski, and that was Internet Freedom for McHenry County. This is the second request that they submitted. They requested information on the number of students who's utilizing our internet hotspots. They asked for just a little bit more information this time, and this was also complied with.
Very good. Thank you, Annie. All right, we'll go to action items. Your simulator, we want to accept the bid for the John Deere simulator? Motion.
Okay.
Is that all? Steve Lake?
Yes.
Megan Michael?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Jim?
Yeah.
Jerry?
Yes.
Val?
Yes.
Tom? Yes. All right. And request for consent approval of the board policies, the 21-22 school calendar, and district donations.
So moved. Second.
Sounds good. Megan?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Jim?
Yep.
Jerry? Val?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Tom? Yes. Other business, committee of whole meeting, February 9th, right here at the high school auditorium. And the Board of Ed meeting, February 23rd, right here at the high school auditorium. Someone like to make a motion to go into closed?
So moved.
Second.
All right. And that is Kathy,
Yes.
Jim,
Yeah.
Jerry,
Yes.
Val,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Megan,
Yes.
Tom. Yes. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone.